Alright, time for the next installment of the Beginner's Guide series. Today, I will be playing some Talon here. We are nearing the end. There's only 2 left after this one, and then it will be... I will be done with all of the champions that I wanted to do for this series. So, yeah, looking pretty good. There is an entire playlist in the description in case you've missed any of them. You should be able to find your champion there. So, yeah. With that being said, I will be playing Talon into a Jax here. This is not the greatest matchup. This is definitely going to be a bit of a pain. The entire team here is going to be a bit of a pain, but I prefer being in a worse position here, I suppose. I guess than having a better setup. So you can see that situation too. So that is quite good. Runes-wise here, I am running Electrocute, but into a team like this, I would normally run Conqueror. However, Conqueror is a little bit more difficult to play with, because Electrocute is just very straightforward for Talon. You don't have to worry about anything as much. You don't have to worry about, like, positioning things, seeing as how it's just gonna proc off of, like, spells used, you know, instead of having to, like, keep up charges and all that type of stuff. So this makes things a little easier for the most part. That's why we're running it. And, yeah, that is basically that. Now, Talon's abilities, his W just throws out a skill shield as you see the blades. And by the blades, they also slow and they're going back. So that is something to keep in mind, I guess. It puts out these markers as well. And once the passive procs with 3 hits on it, you want to basically hit 1 more auto attack on it. And then it should finish it off. You should have used the pet here. Perfect. I'm kiting the camp there as much as possible not to take too much damage. I don't think Jax was the champ that will invade me, so I'm just going to take my W here for extra clear speed. Your Q as well as an auto attack reset as well as a gap closer. If you're in melee range, it's an auto attack reset. If you are using it from a distance, it will close the gap for a dash. So you will see both situations. If you use it in melee distance, it will do more damage. Because it will hit for the crit here, and if you dash, it does less damage, so that's definitely something to keep in mind. If you're looking to burst somebody out, you have to make sure that you are either in melee range with this, or it's really not going to happen unless you are fed. E hops over walls. Walls will have cooldowns, which you will see later on, and then your ult makes you invisible and allows you to, well, face targets and stuff, and the blades will go on targets that you focus. And that's pretty much that. There you go. Take a bit of damage here, but it's fine. Use a potion, regenerate. I have top lane priority. This scuttle should be mine. Smite that out and see if I can maybe go mid lane here. Perhaps. We're gonna hug the wall on the top side here to avoid vision. Go for this way. Up the ghost. Oh, well, okay, fair enough to the Vlad. I thought he was gonna hop the wall, but he didn't. So I hopped the wall preemptively. It doesn't really matter, because if he doesn't hop the wall, he dies anyway. So I'm okay with that. Gonna help push this wave out so he gets the recall. He doesn't understand that that is the move, but it's fine. I'm still doing it anyway. I'm not taking any of his farm. I don't care. I just need this into the turret. He is trolling. Like, this is something that's gonna happen in low elo. He's right now, he's won a play. He's killed the Vlad. I've pushed the wave into the turret. All he has to do is just recall, and he will be massively ahead because he can use tempo. Okay. He's gonna hop the wall here. Go in from behind. Perfect. Just look for a good angle like that is ideal. Perfect. And I was in melee range there, and you saw the Q auto attack resets instantly. So that's good there too. But yeah, those are gank angles you want to look for on Talon. I got the mid play with like a nice position because the Vlad was walking up. I can hop the wall, close a bit of distance. Use the ghost to allow me to chase. And then we are looking pretty good after that. We see the bot lane slightly shoved in. Being enough to make sure that your team engages the fight. So they go in for the fight. They try to like bait a fight out, and then you can hop a wall from like behind here. It's a very effective gank tool doing this from behind this side. Or if you're ganking from this side, which would work reflect like as a reflect position here too. Or try hopping this wall here. Could be a move as well, of course. You can like hop the dragon pit here initially with a sweeping trinket over this way, and then that way if you're ganking from the other side, which would then count the same for top lane. I should have smited that. I am sitting on 2 smite charges for no reason really. Yeah, top lane is winning by himself, but I was kind of expecting that. He also had way too much pressure on his lane, so there's really no gank opportunities there. But I've so far won my both mid and bot lane, so that's good. Try here as well to walk your camps, because your blades will fly back to you. So the more distance you can create with your blades killing the minions, the better it's going to be for you. And you want to make sure you keep up your jungle tempo. Perfect. Make sure to proc bleed as well. Gonna hold my smite here for that scuttle that's gonna spawn. You see the mark on the map. That's gonna spawn the scuttle. That's what we're gonna use the smite on. For the rest, we're just gonna keep clearing. We might look at mid lane again. Make sure for most of the clearing that you're queuing in melee distance, because it does more damage. There we go, level 6, beautiful. Oh god. Yeah, I think he's dead. I don't think he survives that one. I mean, I can try running up, but yeah, no, I didn't think so. It depends. The scuttle is gonna spawn here soon. If the Jax walks up here, I could kill him. But I definitely just want the scuttle as a priority. Okay, it doesn't look like he's doing that, so we're just gonna take scuttle. And then we'll gank mid lane, I think. Maybe top. I mean, it looks possible. The way... I don't really like... The Warg's gonna get to the wave in time. He's not gonna push fast enough. I can just go mid here. Should be a good angle. Are you kidding? I'm dead, aren't I? Wow, the extra turret hit as well. He survived that. Jesus Christ. Fair play. It's my bad. I should have held my W. That's something I didn't think about against the Vladimir just now, which is a mistake on my end. If I held my W, I would have been able to get my bleed proc on him, and that would have actually hit. But I used my W and he was able to pull the W, which is a bad move. I should have, in future situations, I need to make sure I hold my W to make sure that I don't miss it. Because I'm putting my points into that thing as well, which gives it more damage, obviously, but that makes missing it worse. And normally you don't have to worry about that, but against the Vlad you do because of his pool, and I didn't think about that, so that's on me. And then I walked into third range slightly too far, thinking I could get the proc and kill him, but I didn't. Gotta respect Vlad pool a little bit more in the next situation. It's okay. Mistakes happen. We see Jack's bots. We instantly move over. Rotate over to help the team. We're gonna hop this wall real quick. Alright, ult's gonna be up very soon here, so this should be good. Perfect. Just use ult for damage there, because Jax could definitely get kill pressure. I prefer if they help with Dragon here. Because they're... I mean... Vlad's gonna have to recall here, so I guess I should have enough time to do it anyway, but... Don't have smite, so the faster we can kill this, the better. I'm not a big fan of this move, honestly. Because right now, if I had smite, it would be better for me, but because I don't have smite, every single second matters more. I did kill Jax very early, like earlier here, so it's not that big of a deal, but it's a bit sketch, potentially. I'm always a bigger fan of just securing the objectives over, like, you know, getting like one plate or something on bot lane, like getting a dragon instead. I guess that's just me. I mean, what the early gank has already paid off massively, of course. Like, you see my bot lane be super far ahead now. That gank could really ruin a lane, which is really good here. Make sure I keep my clear going. I think he should be probably careful at this point. He needs to go, like, place his ward. I'm trying to always, like, specifically ping that he should place... Okay, there's Jax here. He's probably gonna go for top scuttle here, so I should really fight on this. Let's just hit the plant first, be safe about it. Oh, he's just running up. I'm just stalling as much time as possible. I don't need to aggressively fight him there, where with the potential of him killing me, since I see my Echo have a very good position, really, right? So because my Echo has a really good position in that angle, I don't have to worry about fighting him head on and giving him a potential to kill me. I just need to stall time and, like, yeah, that's really all I have to do. Just stall time. Yeah, I mean, I've won mid lane, top lane is won by himself, and I've won bot lane. I mean, my bot lane is now winning more, which is obviously good, but that early gank decided that lane straight up. So, looks like it's just gonna be one of those quick ones at this point. Done enough. Make sure, like, we killed Jack, so what I'm making sure I do is I try to take whatever I can from his camps as much as possible. Because the more you can take from an enemy jungler when you kill them, the better it is. I will not be able to defend mid lane by myself, so I literally am not even going to bother trying. If the Echo doesn't want to rotate over to mid, or no one wants to rotate over to mid, there's no point in me trying to defend it by myself, because I'm just not going to be able to do it. So my best objective here is just to trade that mid, whatever plating it is, for this Rift Herald. And this is just down to my Echo refusing to go back to mid lane after getting a top gank. I mean, I could in this situation actually go top here. Pick up my ultimate hunter stack from the Tahm Kench. Perfect. And then with this I can then put the Herald down here. Put this down. Then we'll see if I can get one more bounce. We see Jack's bolt, so this should be doable. Gonna walk this up here. Really? Okay. We should be able to finish off the third. My bot lane has complete priority. Good. And then we'll make sure we can take one of these camps here as well. Again, anytime you can take an enemy jungler's camp, definitely do it. It's very worth doing right now. Our first item here, we go Axiom Arc, and then we take Duskblade. You can also go Eclipse, but... Okay, he didn't have his Q up. That's good for me. Probably a little lucky, but I'll take it. If you're already in debt with gold with Futures Market, by the way, you can easily afford to, like, buy an extra control ward, because any debt you have will cost you 50 gold, whether it's 1 gold or, like, 150 gold debt. Doesn't matter. Doesn't make a difference. Godlike. Yeah, I mean... The effective power of one good gank on bot lane is what you see right here. Make sure to use my E for a bit of mobility. Don't try to put too much, like, the main thing where you don't want to use your E for as much mobility is when you're trying to clear the enemy jungle. So let's say I was, like, clearing his camps more, so I'd walk to the camps a bit more instead of hitting the, like, just eating over the wall, because there's more scary pressure, I guess, for me to deal with. It's fine. I press ult first there, so he can't, like, press Q on me or anything of that nature. He has no way to heal off me. And then we can use that. Clear this, get the dragon, make sure we hold on to the objectives. Ult cool on a sec. Nice and low. The Axiom, like, after the Axiom buffs, it's actually a very nice item to have. Especially on champs like Talon, where, like, relying on your ult for kills is, like, a big thing you do. But the lower that cooldown can be, the absolute better it will be. Really. Here, as you can see, I'm not using my E's in any situations here. I try to avoid using it as much as possible. Because what I want to do here is I want to, like, use it when I have a good opportunity for it. So that's probably not going to be a kill. Get one bleed proc off it, which should be fine. See if we can get mid turret here. Should be doable.
An enemy has been slain.
Nice. Turret off the map. I probably can jump into this one. I want to, like, I'm not really fussed about clearing my own camps at the moment. What I want to do in a situation like this, I have to make sure I just win his camps more so. Oh, he walked back down. Sneaky. There's a control art here, got some vision going there. Just wait for red buff. We're just really making sure this is Jax doesn't have any way back in this game. And the enemy, like, if you get a lead, if you push like a couple turrets down like this, like mid turrets gone and all that type of stuff, this is where you absolutely have to make sure that you get this this strategy down where you just clear their camps over your own. Okay, that's fine. Very nice play from Galio there with the CC and everything. Time for me to recall here because I have way too much gold and no HP / mana. We're going to pick up a Duskblade and then we're going to go for the Grudge next. Which we have money for as well with Futures Market, so that's good. Buy an extra control ward because we're still in debt anyway. And the enemy team FFs it. It's a short one, so I guess I'll do another one. I'll see you guys in the next one in a second. Alright. Time for the next installment of the Beginner's Guide series. Today I will be playing some Talon here into an Evelyn, which should be okay. I mean, Evelyn is one of those champs where, especially in low reloads like this game here, she can really mess up your team because people don't respect the champion. So that could get interesting, but as far as like 1v1s go, as long as her ult's on cooldown, she always dies. What is this? He didn't even put it in the bush, my guy. Okay. Interesting. Right, so yeah. Now for the Beginner's Guide series, there is a playlist in the description. This will have all of the champions in it. As of today, after Talon, there are only 2 more left, I think, that I want to do for the series. So should be able to find your champion pretty easily. And yeah, with that being said, let's get into this. That's actually a pretty good leash. I feel like I'm not gonna smite red here. I like the leash enough to the point where I just use it on this one instead. For Talon, his skills, you see the W is the thing he throws out. If it goes out, it does some damage, but when it goes back, it does more damage, plus it slows. So yeah, definitely try to hit the backwards one. It's obviously a bit more difficult, but yeah. For his Q, you see 2 ranges. The inner circle, it will do increased damage because it's guaranteed to crit, and then the outer circle, it will dash instead. So when it comes to clearing your camps, you definitely want to make sure to crit your camp as much as possible. It's also an auto attack reset, so ideally you want to try to like use your W, get the marks from your passive on it, and then hit the auto attack reset for the kill shot. Evelyn's not going to invade me. I could maybe invade Evelyn, but I'm not going to go play that aggressive here. We're just going to go for a calm full clear because it's just consistent, easily copied as well, you know. Very, yeah, solid to do. So here with this, you basically just want to use your Q when you have the 2 marks on it for the easy one for the camps. You just auto attack Q and then auto attack with the reset on it, and then that will be at all damage. Your thingy will be procced as you see, and you get the damage off, and you're good. Your E will hop over walls. It's a lot of mobility that you can use to your advantage, which you will see throughout this game. You'll also see the wall cooldowns around the walls as well. You have to be a little bit mindful of those, but you will see that later. And your ult just goes invisible, does a good amount of damage, focuses on the target you focus for, and gives you increased movement speed as well, so you can use it to catch people out. And yeah, that's really about it. I'm actually going to hold my smite and not use it on blue, rather use it on the scuttle instead. I'm also going to hit the plant here, see if I spot the Evelyn before she ganks stop. She is here. Mine, thank you. That's why we don't smite here. Also, don't really have a fight opportunity at the moment because I have negative lane prio. Apparently, and my laners don't want to react, so that kind of sucks on top of it. If my Yasuo would have just started walking down there, that Evelyn would have been 100% in the ground. But he did no such thing. But this is why I held Smite, by the way, because the Evelyn was probably gonna have used it, and then I can just secure myself a Scuttle, which is a more contested camp than the blue buff. And I should be fast enough here as well to secure this bot Scuttle before she even gets in range, so I should be able to finish this too. My bot lane ended up getting a 2-for-1, which is quite nice. Not bad. And yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see the Yasuo move there to actually kill the Evelyn, because the Evelyn definitely got super greedy, but he did no such thing, unfortunately. So it is what it is. Make sure I don't die here. I don't want to finish off this camp and then press for recall, probably. Pretty good time to back. Got a nice serrated Dirk. I mean, I have Futures Market, so I could have backed a little sooner, but it's fine this way. I'm not going to buy anything else, because going into that at this point for anything other than like actually a good item in early game is not something I'm looking for, but I could probably go bot here because they're shoved in at the moment. Plus, they are unlikely to have summoners because they just lost the fight. Just gonna say on my way. Please don't go in too fast, too hard, because we want to look for a gank opportunity here if we can. Just gonna walk up, click a sweeping trinket here as well. Gonna go for the Jhin first because he's a bigger threat. That's good. This guy's gonna die anyway. Perfect. Very nice. We basically knew that based off of the earlier play, it was very unlikely for them to have had their summoners up still. So, yeah. We just get that done. Go bot lane straight away. Make sure to use this wall dash. You see here, the rest of the wall was on cooldown, but one portion wasn't. That's definitely something to pay attention to. This guy is out of his mind. Doing that against an Evelyn is like asking to die. Super greedy. Especially when your ADC backs, you should just back with your AD carry to sync up your recall. It's generally probably better for the support instead of like greeting for a play that you then won't be able to share with your AD carry either. So, yeah, well. I mean, she may have been like really going for an item potentially, but it's very risky. The good thing here is that it was unlikely that Evelyn hit 6, so he had more safety, but still. Eve top. I really can't fight the Eve at this point because I am obviously low on HP. I should be able to look for the Scuttle while she is chilling on top here. So I'm going to quickly go for that over going for my Gromp right now, so we get this down. If I hit 6 off this, that would be very good. I do hit 6 off this, that is huge. I did not mean to do that. I got him, but I heavily grieved. She should not be able to catch me here. She doesn't have 6. Oh, she has flash. Okay, I'm dead. Yeah, no, that's on me. I accidentally hit my ult. If you hop a wall when your ult's out, your ult will disappear. So that's bad. I wanted to hop the wall, then press ult to close the distance on him with Q and just insta-kill him that way. Because down that way it didn't disappear, but I clicked my ult first and griefed it, so... You know, I made a mistake. So, I mean, I guess you know now at least. But yeah, the def there definitely isn't ideal. It's completely on me as well for just completely messing up the play. Should have probably walked towards the wall here as well and tried to hop over that instead of walking out. Because that would have obviously been better as well, since it would have given me more range on my jump. That's another mistake I just made there. Keep it in mind for next time and we should be good. Clear this. Wait for my ult cooldown here basically before I go for the bot gank. After this camp it should be up close enough to the point where I can use it. They are going for the play. They are winning the play. Oh god, can I make this? Okay, that's at least one extra kill, return kill.
Let's finish this quickly.
An enemy has been slain.
Very good. Lulu made a perfectly good decision there. She took turret aggro with that Q. I instantly noticed that and then I went for it. So yeah, very, very good situation for us there. The second she got turret aggro was the second I jumped the Evelyn. She hit her Q, as you saw. Make sure I get that and then walk away. Need to make sure I push it in turret here at that point as well. But that was beautiful from Lulu. Very good turret aggro pool there. And that allowed me to just clean up the Evelyn right away. Okay, make sure to use your W effectively here as well. Like, we can use this to drag the camp out this way. So we save... Ooh, okay, my Akali is struggling, that's for sure. You wanna kind of use your W as much as you can to pull out camps and like let them walk towards you while you can walk towards the next camp. He's gonna get one plate and leave most likely. I don't think it's worth going for anything there. Eve is 6, which is a little scary potentially. Max Q second. I should recall here soon, but what I think is going to happen here, I think my Talon is going to get ganked at this point. Because Bolt's under turret, so there's no big threat for a gank there. They even died. I'm assuming Evelyn's going to be in this area. Oh, this guy's dead. There's the Eve, though, as expected. Smite him out. We are in range for that, and then that should finish him off. Perfect. Yeah, we saw the situation on top. What do you want me to do? I W killed it. Like, what? But we saw the situation on top. We noticed Mundo was low. Yasuo is just completely shoving in. So the only option there really is just Eve is going to go gank it, because it's going to be super obvious. At least I think it's super obvious. So we're just going to rotate up and make sure we cover him. And then here we go for the Rift Herald. What I should have done here instead of hopping that wall was actually hop with the plant. Because now she has a way in potentially. Gonna kite the Rift Herald out a little bit. Bleed proc at the auto attack resets with Q. I want to get this down before I press recall, because this should be free hopefully. But because I didn't hit the plant, she has a chance to get here if she wants to. Doesn't mean she wants to take the fight necessarily, but it is a possibility. So I'm just gonna smite it, because I also have to deal with the invisibility from her. She is bot lane. Okay, we go Axiom Arc first, and then we build another one of these. We're gonna go for a nice Duskblade next. Axiom Arc Rush is actually really nice on Talon, because ult's one of those big kill threats with this champion. The more you can have it up, the better. And they buffed this item to the point where it's actually like a good item these days, you know?
Only fools pledge life to honor.
If she does Dragon here, she's not going to do it fast enough, so I have to definitely have some time here. Star rotate mid. Let's hit the plant. Seems like we're fine here. Oh, she's still mid lane. I guess I'll rotate over first. Is that a kill? Yeah, alright, fine, whatever. Push that in and I'll just go for Dragon here if we can. Actually, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna just hop on behind. That guy just went for it. I need to smite there because I don't know if he's gonna have like flash ult over the wall. I'd rather use the smite because I have an extra charge for the Dragon anyway, so I should be fine. I need to use this Herald soon. I'm gonna go this way here. Pop the Ghost, close the distance. She is very slow like this. Right. Good. Good enough for me. Pop the Herald down. If you place the Herald in turret range, it takes exactly 10 seconds to hit the turret. Just random information you might not know. But yeah. Keep that in mind when you're like trying to place Herald. If you place it at like 1349-ish, you'll get the turret plate still. But if you place it any later, you most likely won't. Something to keep in mind. We're gonna do his blue here real quick, and then look for this Dragon as well. Actually, Evelyn's probably gonna look for this bot play, so I probably should Shadow. Here she is. There we go. I'm pretty sure her ult was on cooldown, so I should be fine in that situation. Oh, you are kidding me. Okay. See if that hits. I don't know. Oh, it does hit. Okay, beautiful. Actually, nice. Yeah, that works for me. He did Dragon there, but with my bot lane going that aggressive, I initially was planning on just going for Dragon. However, in that moment, we pretty much have to realize, well, the Evelyn's going to probably be in a play situation like that, and I really don't have a choice because my bot lane is going so aggressive. I don't want to cancel my back here really, but okay, well, she was fine. I guess I could have. We were putting in absolute work this game. It's not bad. 250 on the Rift Heralds. I'm gonna clear my bot side, then recall, I think, and then we look for a play. I don't know how much gold I need exactly for the items that I want right now, but I think I should be okay. I don't necessarily like recalling, especially since I like already got stalled out once. I want to just clear this half of the jungle so I can then play for like the top half and stuff. I may have to react here. Don't think I have much of a choice. Yeah, I mean, it's just a situation where like there is an engaged play. I have to like react instead of recalling there, but I'm definitely going to recall now. And it seems that it's game anyway. All right, cool. Well, yeah. If you guys have enjoyed this, make sure to hit the like button below, and I'll see you guys in the endgame stats, I suppose. Well, I said endgame stats, but both games were kind of short, not too interesting going on the endgame stats, but because both of them were kind of short, I will put this part in so you will actually see a full build going on. Because I didn't really get to finish my items as much. But like mid to late game fight situations, by the way, as well, that didn't get covered as much for Talon, is you want to use your mobility around the map to look for picks of people walking up into side lanes, if as much as you can, really. You're going to be able to one-shot those pretty easily when it comes to team fights. Try to like walk in with potential ult invisibility or a flank from either side with your E, and then that's really how you play for it. Try to keep up your objective control, and that's basically all this. Try to flank, look for picks. Don't go in face first because you are still quite a squishy champion, and do avoid that by all means. But the full build is essentially the you go for CDR boots, which are going to be, I mean, just see here, these, you can pick these up pretty much any point. I like them quite early. Good summoner spell haste, which works nicely with Ghost. You can also run Ignite, but I really like Ghost on Talon, so you can use this. Ability haste is great for like just overall clear tempo as well. Then we go Axiom. Movement's still on, obviously. We go Axiom for the ultimate cooldown. It is quite a nice item now after they gave it buffs. The stats are actually pretty good. Gives a ton of ability haste, lethality, ult cooldown, and ult's one of those things with Talon, like you want to have that up as much as possible. After this, I do Duskblade. You can also take Eclipse instead of Duskblade against the tankier comps. If that is a situation you are in, because it does give more armor penetration in that situation. But if you ever face some relatively squishy comp, Duskblade is definitely the way to go. After this, generally you just want to take the, what is that thing called? The name is slipping my mind. This one. You just want to take a Grudge here. It's just very good for the slowing capabilities, which make landing your W overall easier, because the initial hit will now slow as well. Yeah, so, and plus it gives armor penetration, which is really, really nice. And then finish off this build. It's a pretty like situational thing. This is like the core. If they are super tanky, then you can kind of switch that for the Eclipse here as well, right? So the Eclipse would switch out with the Duskblade potentially, and you can still look for Grudge, but then you kind of need the Cleaver as well for extra armor penetration if that's really getting up there. Otherwise, you can look at things like, you can still pick up a Ghostblade for movement speed if you want to. But generally, I won't really do this. If I'm going to go Ghostblade, I'll take it early. Like before this, very early on, so I have the map mobility there. But it's a possibility. Otherwise, you just look for Edge of Night for the spell shield. If you need a spell shield, this can be very useful. This can be good against things like Ashe ult, Varus ult, you know, all those things that hit you from a distance. And that deny you a bunch of things to engage with, like Lux Q as well, all of those situations. That's where this is good. You just pick this up after your Dirk here, right, as well. So, if you need armor pen, you can this. If you need a spell shield, you can get that. And then one of the biggest things to pick up late game, and I say late game because late game is when it actually matters more, is the Hydra. Hydra is a great item. Not so much to rush it, but it's good for late game and good for scaling late game, because it gives a ton of sustainability. And the sustainability is the factor that you're really looking for at this point. Because let's say they did something like, they're a pretty tanky team, right? Like you're going to have something like this with potentially Eclipse. And this is going to give you a ton of armor penetration out of these items. And then also sustain to deal with things a bit better. Be sure to also remember to switch out your boots in those situations, because having the extra tankiness of boots can be very good. But yeah, that's basically that. And then even if you're going for a squish setup like this, more squishy, and you pick up something like this here, you will still be able to have this for the extra sustain with this as well. And you're just going to be more durable and more survivability potential and all of that. So yeah, instead of endgame stats, I'll include the build because I didn't really get to finish or talk about it too much throughout these 2 videos, but you'll have the build here. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with the next one. Goodbye.